All right, welcome back. 21 weeks out. As you can see from my favorite lift there, overhead presses are starting to move pretty good, even though I would consider that a not locked out 225. All right, day one, back squats. These are still something to be, I don't even know what the fuck. Um, Hip is still shifting, doing my PT stuff, trying to battle here with pain, with impingement. Probably going to have to get it looked at a little bit deeper, maybe ultrasound or MRI. For some reason, it is regressing pretty quickly here, which sucks, but it is what it is. I was able to move up a little bit of weight. The weight doesn't feel heavy. It's just I can't move the way I want to move, and it's frustrating. A couple back sit downs, a little bit of pause work with a light 275. Um, I'm going to try something that my PT wants me to do is, and something I've never done is tempo squats. So I'm going to be giving those a shot here because kind of feels like if I can start building my motor patterns with a slower pace, I may be able to start building things back and start getting my hip to track right or whatever. My medical terms, I'm extremely knowledgeable when it comes to those things. But day one was okay. Day two is pretty much a lot of just accessory stuff. Usually, this is a day that if I am too tired or whatever, I'll scratch because this is all just kind of fluff and buff. But those landmines I really like. That's a hell of a core blaster. Then moving into some good mornings and push the weight on these just a little bit there. I think it was a set of three. I brought in these suitcase holds. I was watching a Ed Cohn documentary, and he was a big fan of suitcase holds. So I've done those in the past, and I got away from them for whatever reason. But I brought those in, and those will be a staple for at least a little while. All right, moving on to day three, comp style bench. This was going to be a heavy bench day, so I was going to try to push the numbers a little bit. Not a lot of volume, but just a ton of intensity. So here's the first working set, 396. It moved okay. I felt like I could move it a little bit better, so I was going to take her again. I felt this one moved a lot better. I was able to load my bats and lats and launch it off my belly a lot better. No butt movement. So I took a nice little chip, 400. First time I think touching 400 in a little while, and moved pretty good. I had my buddy Don there give me a press command, and I jumped the press command, and he gave me an earful because that's usually his spiel. So I took a page out of his book. Then some drop sets, building in some volume. The program, when I do a heavy day, it's basically kill the lift for that day. Just tons of drop sets, pause sets, anything and everything for that comp lift. So basically, all I did was just a ton of bench pressing, and the floorboard work has been really nice. A lot of de-stressing of the shoulders, but a lot of try work because I always have trouble finding good try work, even though I do a ton of pressing, with something just directly for the triceps to help the bench, get better. All right, moving on to day four, banded deadlifts. I don't normally film from the side, but I was deadlifting by myself because I kind of let everyone else get their deadlifts in. So I wanted to see my setup, and I'm pretty happy with how I'm setting up here. A little bit of a rounded back, getting the slack out, and pulling right as I'm dropping my hips into the perfect position. I wanted to use a ton of band tension today, so I think I had three bands on there. I had a large orange and a mini green and a mini red, whatever that band tension equates to. Not a ton of bar weight, um, but just enough to really kind of hamper me at the top. And I used my hook the whole day. The hook has really settled in nicely. Really happy with my ability to hold on to that. And that's pretty much all I did for that day. Now, overhead day was also pusher into the heaviest weights. Um, I don't think I've touched over 200 in a long time. Don't know exactly how long it's been, but here's my 225 where I almost get her. 2 weeks, I'll make another run at that. Hopefully, I can clean that up. And then I decided to add the micro bands, so I got doubled micro oranges on there for my feet up bench volume work. And this was like, there's a line in Seinfeld, what sort of fresh hell is this? So, yeah, that was a really nice way to kill myself. And a good old Penlay rows with that weird bent bar. So this day is really becoming a good day, and a ton of dumbbell work for delts and stuff like that, front raises, side raises, rear raises, and this weird shrug thing that I've been doing. But all in all, great 21 weeks out. All right, everyone. Thank you. See you next time.